Now, in our previous lessons, we looked at gasoline and calculating gasoline prices and calculating the cost of taking a trip utilizing current gasoline prices. So now we're going to back up and get back to the raw material of what produces gasoline, and we're going to take a look at crude oil. And we're going to use crude oil as a platform from which to explore some other areas of Excel, learn some new skills and techniques. But I want to use crude oil because it's just such a big part of our economy. Petroleum products are involved in so many aspects of that which we purchase, that which we use, and that which allows us to travel all over the world. And so for those of you that maybe are not that familiar with crude oil, or what are commonly called petroleum products, they come out of the ground. We drill holes that are really deep, and then we use pumping units, or what are called pump jacks, to extract that oil out of the ground. And then it gets sent to a refinery where it is converted into a variety of different products. But the raw material is just basic crude oil. And let me see here. Look at that. That doesn't look like stuff you want to drink. And there's different grades of crude oil. And crude oil is drilled throughout the world. It's drilled onshore, offshore here. Here's a platform out in the ocean doing some drilling. And so it is a huge business, and it provides a tremendous amount of income for a lot of different companies throughout the world. So we want to take a look at this and use it to apply it to Excel, and we're going to start by making a pie chart based on what is in a barrel of oil. And this is what we would call a barrel of oil. A barrel is defined as 42 gallons of the product. And so anytime you hear somebody talk about how many barrels of oil are consumed in the United States, they're talking about one of these barrels, 42 gallons. So we're going to start off looking at how 42 gallons of crude oil becomes the products that we use. So we're going to start off with an Excel, and you are going to create, let me show you a graphic here real quickly here. I had an image. Let's see here. Here we go. This will be our source document right here. Is a nice little graphic showing the 42-gallon barrel of oil and what comes out of it. Gasoline, diesel fuel, jet fuel, heavy fuel oil, propane, asphalt, petrochemicals, and a bunch of other products. So that's where we're getting our base information. And then what you will do is take that and put it into an Excel worksheet, and you're going to format it to look like this. Right there. So that's what we're going to do. So step one is for you to take this information right here and to get this typed into your Excel document. I'm going to make this column a little wider. There. So go ahead and pause the video, get this information typed in, and then come on back and we will continue. All right, let's go through and do some formatting of our worksheet, and then we'll move on to creating a chart. And we've got a couple new things that we're going to do. First of all, let's go ahead and, like I said, we want to get to this point right here. That's how we want this to look. And right now we are here. Step one, let's go ahead and select everything, and that is this button here. This is the select all, and what we will do is change our font from 11 to 14. Right there. Once again, select all, come up to your font. Now if you want to change your font type, that's okay. I'm just leaving the default there. And change that to a size 14, from 11 to 14. Next, change the column width. We're on the home menu, format, column width, and we're going to change that to a size of 30. 30. Click OK. Move over to column B, and you can click anywhere in column B. Format. Column width. Let's change this to 15. Let's go ahead and put our headings in the center. I'm going to select A4 through B4. Come up to the alignment tool for center. And one of the tools we haven't used before that is the center alignment tool that places it right in the middle of a cell. And so we haven't done that because we haven't really adjusted our row height. But if we were to adjust our row height, for example, you come right here between the border of 4 and 5 and drag that down. And notice that we're centered horizontally, but it's not in the middle of the cell. And so that's where that tool would apply. And so if you came up here and clicked it, then you'd be in the center and you would be in the middle. So you can give that a try if you want to have a little bit more space where the headings are. And then you'll notice that there's no line underneath it or no border. So let's go ahead and select those two columns and put a bottom border. There we go. Now I'm going to ask you here, I meant to have this deleted. So just go in there, take that 44.6 and just delete that. Because we need to put a formula in, and I want to use a different way to insert a formula. Click on total, and let's go ahead and align that on the right side. And let's click on the last cell, which is B12. Put a border under that, which would indicate that we want to calculate a sum. Click in B13. And this is going to be new. In the past, we've done this. Equals sum. Select our values. Parenthesis. And there's our answer, 44.6 gallons. Let's do it a different way. Click in B13. Click the Formulas main menu. And here on the Formulas main menu, we have a lot of buttons that can be used to quickly insert formulas without doing a lot of typing. And so one of the ones that you will use quite a bit is called AutoSum. And AutoSum is right here. So what happens is it will automatically insert equals sum for you. And there it is. And it assumes when you click AutoSum that you want to add up everything that is above the cell. We'll do that again. See that? So instead of having to type equals sum, put a parenthesis, select all the values, you can simply come up to the magic button, AutoSum, and it will do it for you. Save you a bunch of time. And then just simply click the check mark or press enter. And there you go, 44.6 gallons. Total. Next, let's calculate a percentage. Let's come over to column C, back to the home menu. Let's make that column width 15, just like we did for column B. Let's put it in the center. Let's put it in the middle and call it percentage. So what we want to do is calculate a percentage of the gallons as a part of the whole. And you will recall from previous lessons that percentage is the part of something divided by the whole of something. And so this is why we're going to be able to use a pie chart here, because a pie chart is great when you want to compare items to one another as they relate to a whole amount. And frequently we do that in percentages. We can do it based on decimal values, but percentages are very useful in pie charts. And then make sure you put a border underneath that heading. So let's go ahead and calculate a percentage of each product that is produced from 1 barrel of oil. So we'll start off with gasoline. And so we're going to take the part and divide it by the entire amount, or part divided by the whole. We'll start with our equal sign. Gallons produced from 1 barrel of oil divided by the total number of products, or total amount. Click the check mark. And there we go, 0.434977578. Lots of decimal places. We don't need that many for our purposes. So what we will do is convert this decimal value to a percentage. And what happens when we convert from a decimal to a percentage is we are going to take that decimal place and move it to the right 2 places. So this is going to become 43.5% because we're going to round up that 9. We're going to make that round up that 4 to a 5 because of the 9. So we'll go ahead and click the shortcut percentage, increase the decimal place, and there's our 43.5%. Let's go ahead and do it one more time, and then we'll try that shortcut with the dollar signs. So equal sign, diesel fuel divided by the total amount of product. And then let's go ahead and press F4, and it will insert these dollar signs, which will make our total what we call an absolute reference, so that if we were to copy this formula, it will always divide it by this total amount. So go ahead and click the check mark. And then we can grab the copy or the fill handle and drag that down. And then with all of these already selected, we could go ahead and click the percentage, increase by 1, and there we go. There's all of our percentages. And then let's go ahead and put a bottom border here. Click here in our total, and let's see what all of these add up to. Can you guess? What should they add up to? If we're looking at how the part relates to the whole amount, which gives us these percentages, then what should the total percent of the whole amount be? And if you said it should be 100 or 1, you would be correct. So let's go ahead and use AutoSum. Formulas, AutoSum, better equal 100. Check mark. There it is, 100%. Review any of that you need to before we move on, and we will take this information in the next video and build a pie chart.